Hello Aquarius gang, Aquarius Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading. Welcome to my tarot channel. Please come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind, a desire to learn something and better yourself. If the messages that come through do not resonate for you, that's totally fine. Please push them aside and assume they are going out to someone else who needs to hear them. They might just resonate for you at a later time or date. So again, be open to that. Remember, you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. This is optional advice, guidance, and energy check-in. That being said, hopefully we'll have some fun. Get you some clear, helpful, insightful messages. That is the intention we are setting. I'm doing some really sloppy shuffling. One more good shuffle. This deck is so thick, it's very hard to shuffle. But anyway. All right, here we go for Aquarius. And happy birthday, guys. It's your birthday season. We are in Aquarius season, sending you guys a big energetic hug, lots of love. Hope you have a fun and good birthday season. Here we go. Aquarius is past. Tell me about their past. Ace of Wands. Love it. And how is that? Ooh, how is that impacting them? We got a jumper. We got a jumper. King of Cups. All right, an exciting offer. This might be work related. Something that you got jazzed or enthusiastic about, something you were stoked about, something that you had to put forth a little action and effort to achieve or accomplish something. I'm hearing like passing of the baton. It's almost like somebody opened a door for you to walk through, and you kind of had to decide if you were going to take advantage of this or take them up on this offer. And King of Cups is either you or someone else showing up in a very big way. Like they have a lot to give, a lot of love to give, possibly a lot of money if this is like a boss or something like that, or it could also be a very close friendship. Excuse me, I'm hearing myself wheeze a little bit, so. All right, emotionally, where's Aquarius at with this? The Hierophant, yeah, this is something you are ready to commit to. You may also have love in your heart for a Taurus right now. You may also, I'm just hearing you have a love of education or study right now. You may just be kind of diving or delving into books and knowledge and education, expanding your mind in some capacity. It doesn't have to be in a formal setting. You just may have picked up a book on, I don't know, psychology. How about that, right? Pluto's in Aquarius. That would be a lovely way to spend your time and do the Pluto that's coming into your sign, right, for the next 20 years. But yeah, something about an educational matter, expanding your mind or learning, a learning opportunity too. There could be huge room for growth in some sort of career path or some sort of development at work where it's like it's so funny. I heard if you do the time, you do the crime, but that's not really what I meant. I meant it was related to me more as like a joke. Like if you put in the time and effort, like you're going to be untouchable. You're going to be unstoppable. So yeah, this may be sort of a peek into what is to come, or there's a better way to phrase that, but it's like you're getting a pulse on something. You're sensing that like there's a huge opportunity here, but maybe you have to start small. Maybe it's about taking small strides in that direction, but essentially it assures success over time. It's like long-term growth and commitment. Excuse me. You may be dating someone who's involved as like an education, a teacher, mentor, professor. That's for a few of you. What is Aquarius's plans, ambitions? What's going on in the mental sector, please? Okay, so some of you are, quite literally, you might be thinking about making an offer to a Leo. It doesn't have to be. I think a lot of you are, some of you are mending a relationship with a parental figure as well. There's a couple of messages coming through here. But what you're thinking about, Page of Cups, is some sort of offer. It could also be an apology. And maybe, it's funny, this message keeps coming around for you, Aquarius. Possibly maybe overstepping your grounds a little bit. That's not for all of you, though. I think this is an honest expression of truth and it's like what you're feeling called to do on your soul path. You know, the strength has a lot to do with our soul journey in life, you know, our sun position, right? For a lot of you, if you're sun in Aquarius, it's like you're meant to make links and connections and build groups and communities and, you know, gather the people together, like in a solid, I'm hearing solid fortress, but in a solid sort of way, right? That's the Saturn energy. So some of you, you're approaching with caution, I'm hearing, or you're approaching in a more gentle tone or gentle manner. I'm getting all these keywords that don't really mean anything, but I'm going to relay them to you. For some of you, it's like you don't want to scare this person off, or you don't want to scare this opportunity off. I also think too, Aquarius, I'm not sure who's who, but there's definitely like an intimidation factor here. What's coming up in your emotions is this Hierophant card, which is not the most warm and fuzzy thing. So it's either that you are holding affection or love for someone in your heart, but you don't quite have a pulse on what their what their vibe is. You're kind of feeling it out, but I think you're a little bit intimidated to approach, or just you're kind of checking it out from afar before you like immerse yourself in it. And this could be an opportunity too, as well. Like if you're already with a person that you're interested in, it's sort of like you're trying to pick up on the vibe of if this is headed in a direction of like marriage. It could be something like that. Others of you may not realize that you yourself are not emoting enough to the point where people around you are understanding where you're at emotionally and what you're going through. And so you might be thinking about opening up a little bit more and sharing some sort of personal story. I'm hearing words like strength and courage, sharing some sort of story that maybe vulnerable, something that makes you vulnerable, or maybe makes you feel like a story you're sharing about yourself that puts you in a less flattering light, but it's for the means of making amends or sharing with the person why you did the things you did or acted the way you did. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this does kind of feel like relationshipy, and maybe there was some clouds or some confusion there, but I think you guys are coming out of that if that is the case. I'm just kind of looking at this one more time before I go into... It's like you got excited about something, but then you decided to hold back a little bit. I think part of you feels like it wouldn't be responsible to rush this or move forward with it quickly because it's something you take very seriously and you see a lot of value in and you appreciate it. I'm hearing it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And so it might be just the idea of being with this person. You may approach this relationship in a way that you've never approached relationships before because it's a game changer. It's not just this kind of like fly by night, date for a few months, break up, get back together. There's something there with King of Cups and Hierophant. Like I'm going to use the word marriage material, even if that's not something you desire. It's sort of this idea of like we're together for life. And again, in terms of work contracts, whatever, this is a very serious energy where both people want a lot, but also like expect a lot in return. But also it's like you expect a lot from yourself in terms of what you should be able to deliver to this because you value it so much. It's like you want to show up at your best. Yeah, someone is thinking of reaching out. So if it's not you, it's someone else. It might be a Leo, but it's coming up in your mental sector, things you're thinking of. So maybe you're hoping that a Leo is going to reach out to you. Again, it doesn't have to be a Leo, but you got a lot of the fixed, you literally have all the fixed energy, right? You're Aquarius. Well, in theory, most of you are Aquarius sun anyway. You have Leo, fixed fire. You have Taurus, fixed earth, and you have Scorpio, fixed water. So who's going to budge first? That is a very interesting question. I don't know the answer. It's coming up in your thought process, but to me, it doesn't necessarily mean that like you're doing it. It's like you're thinking about it. So we'll see what comes up in your action, but oh boy. What is holding Aquarius back, if anything? Is there anything that Aquarius needs to release or something they're doing that maybe isn't in their best or highest good? The Nine of Pentacles. Solitude, or I'm hearing like delaying what is inevitable or delaying the initiation of plans that you ultimately know you're going to move forward with, but it's like you're shy to just do it. You're shy to just like Ace of Wands it, like take the bull by the horns. And it's not Seven of Pentacles, it's 9, but there's still like a contemplative energy to this because it is such a serious commitment. That's what it is. Like it's going to require a lot from you. And I will say it's a change of lifestyle. If it doesn't have to do with a romantic relationship, it could be that there's a very strong collaboration going, in which case you're like, I'm going to have to sort of cater my expectations because part of me is going to have to say goodbye to like my independence in some way. Not totally and completely, of course, but it's like a lifestyle of independence or bachelor, bachelorette, whatever. This seems like something very big is coming in, and like you're sensing that it would require a really big commitment from you, and I think you're just kind of second guessing, is this what I want? I also think too, the Nine of Pentacles, the word loyalty, especially with Nine of Pentacles and King of Cups, that's a very important keyword for these cards. Like getting involved in people, events, situations where you sense that there is loyalty and commitment. Again, not like this kind of flighty, unreliable energy. The thing is, I don't really see that though. I don't. The Page of Cups does make me question a little bit if this is a revisit of something that has already been started, many moons ago, weeks ago, months ago. Again, it could be an offer coming back around to see what the vibe is, to check this person out again, to see if, asking you out again. It could be that kind of vibe. But even if that's the case, like the cards are so high that like this is bigger. For some of you, I'm wanting to say it's bigger than you're expecting. But the thing is, some of you kind of know that intuitively anyway. Like, yeah, I don't mean this in a condescending way. It's being relayed to me as like a joke, like a jab. But it's like, some of you are like, yeah, I mean, I guess, whatever. Like, we'll go out again. We'll see what happens. But it's also like, you're going to marry this person. What are you even talking about? Like, we'll see what happens. Like, like intuitively or psychically, like King of Cups, you're very psychic, Aquarius. It's like, there's something here. It's like, it's worth discovering. It's worth exploring. All right. So advice or guidance, 3 of Wands. It's funny. Part of me is wanting to say, what are you waiting for? Honestly, it makes me think of that Gwen Stefani song. What you waiting for? The 3 of Wands say that your ships are coming in. And like, it's an interesting message, right? Because there's earth energy that says, take it slow, a day at a time, I'm hearing mountains and molehills. What is that? Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. I don't know why that expression is coming through. What I was trying to say is like, Taurus is fixed earth. It's the slowest moving earth sign, arguably, right? And so there's something about this that can't be forced. But there are and is things in your control. Sorry, I botched that, but you know what I mean. Proper English, right? There are certain things that are within your control, things that you are able to take action on. So I think this is about being an active waiter, understanding what is in your control and what isn't, and leaning into the things that are within your network of control and making strides and forward movements on that versus just sitting around waiting because there's like delays that have nothing to do with you, again, out of your control. It's like, I think you could be doing more while you're waiting for maybe whatever, another opportunity to come into you. There may be multiple storylines going on here. I also think this is sort of a card for you, Aquarius, in this reading anyway, about having faith. I'm hearing the word self-starter, Sun and Aries. I feel like, I don't know. One more on that, please. I feel like I didn't do that justice. Yeah, so again, 4 of Cards is a card of mental rest. So are you able to take a necessary break? Is that what's needed? Or again, is there sort of a, not ambivalence, there's a better word. Hold on. I'm dancing around it. Not defensive. I'm getting there. Give me a second, Aquarius. Avoidant. Is there an avoidance of, you should be doing something to improve your life, your schedule, your routine, your well-being, how's your health regimen, how's your, daily exercise, whatever it is. Is there something you should be doing, but you're avoiding it because you're, I don't know, something about initiating that major change in your life? It's like, it's never going to be the perfect time. And so I think you just have to decide to do it, to move forward with it. I also think, too, that there is such an energy here of, it's going to be a showdown is what I'm hearing. It's like, who's going to pull the trigger first? And I mean that in the sense of like, who's going to reach out and express their emotional truth? We talked about all the fixed signs being here. It's like, who's going to budge first? You, if not multiple people in this reading, you're all like losing sleep over this. You're all thinking about it. And I don't mean to make it like a third party thing. I don't think it is per se. But yeah, it's like you guys are thinking about each other and you are both waiting for the other person to initiate the conversation or initiate contact or initiate the apology. You've had a couple readings about coming back together with your partner after a little bit of, stuff on the rocks. That's the thing. Like, I try and do weekly readings and I'm like so proud of myself and I'm on my game. But then what happens is when I do weekly readings, the messages don't change that much from week to week. So this is a little bit different than your last reading, but I'm also seeing similarities, right? And for those who follow frequently, weekly, you probably are too. Like, there's definitely something going on with a partner where it's like, we need better communication. Things in life are changing. We're expanding into a more long-term scenario, or we are exploring some sort of territory that requires more responsibility and dedication to something. Maybe it's our love life, maybe it's our sex life, maybe it's having a family, maybe it's having children, maybe it's supporting each other through career highs and lows, whatever it is. There is some sort of coming together, but I'm almost wanting to say what's holding you back in some capacity is this like independent me against the world energy, when the universe is like, boo, you got people around you. What do you mean it's you against the world? Like, you have so many people who are willing to like step up and be there for you, but are you allowing them to? And also, to a certain extent, are you making it known that you are willing to receive help? Because there may be an energy here of someone who extended an offer to you or a helping hand, and you were like, no, 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 I don't need your help. And to be honest, the universe is kind of saying to me through these cards, it's like, see, like that, it would have actually been really great if you had accepted their help, because there may have been a little bit of ego involved here. It's like, I don't want them to think I'm weak. I don't want them to see my cracks. I don't want them to see my faults. And the thing is, the right person is going to love all of you, even the faults and the cracks and the shadow and the, the stuff that, you pretend to hide or you swallow or whatever it is. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. I'm not saying these signs have to be involved, but Scorpio, Taurus, that's on the same axis, right? So it's like the opposites attract. I'm hearing the word obsession too. Like, I feel like you have someone who, not necessarily in an unhealthy way, maybe obsession isn't an appropriate word, but someone who's fixated, really, really into you, wanting to make it work. And emotionally, what you're expressing to them right now, whether it's true or not, is like granite rock. It's like unshakable. I'm not scathed by this. I don't know. I think you're being asked to open up your heart and let some light in, or at least let this person in on what you're thinking, because it's almost like you're trying to save the world all by yourself. You have all these big answers and big questions, and it's like you're hoping for the answers to come when maybe the solution, yeah, is that right? You're hoping for the solutions to come? Thank you. When really it's like the solutions may actually be immediately around you. Maybe it just has to do with opening up the conversation, and like you guys can come to some sort of conclusion or collaboration together. What is Aquarius hoping to get from this, please? What are their hopes, dreams, goals, wishes for this scenario? Judgment. Okay, revisiting something that already transpired. Waking the dead. Cleaning out the skeletons in the closet. Looking at the stuff that has already transpired and eliminating. Deciding, do we need this anymore? Some of you may quite literally be going through old stuff. I'm hearing the word like inheritance. So if you recently lost somebody in your life, and I'm not predicting that, guys. I don't predict death on my channel. I just don't. So, but that being said, if you already know that that's your story, you may be going through old articles of clothing, trunks, old bags, boxes, closets of stuff. And some of you, there's a cathartic release of getting rid of things that you don't need. And it doesn't have to be for other people. It might be for yourself as well. There's a couple things coming through. It's like, information overload. Give me a second here. There's something very sentimental about children or childhood. You may come across like a finger painting that you did and gave to like a parent or a sibling. There's something about your own inner child, and looking back and seeing how freely you were able to express your emotions, and sort of this feeling of like, I'm a little bit jaded right now. Like, I wish I had that freedom to be myself wholly and fully and not feel self-conscious, or that I'm oversharing, or that I'm too messy, or that I'm too sensitive, or whatever it is. It's like, yeah, this energy, it's like I'm bottling things up and not sharing it, when the universe is like, crack that open, dude. Like, breathe, let it out. There's going to be some emotional tears, but it's going to be very healthy and cathartic. And again, it may be initiated by a partner in your life who comes to you with like a, hey, are you okay, buddy? And I know that sounds cheesy the way I delivered it, but I almost think there's like a flooding of emotion that you so badly need to release, and you're rejecting this person because they're triggering that in you. It's a little bit like, ooh, this is weird territory for me. Like they're poking at me, or not nagging, but essentially it's like an aggravator, because this person is more. It's not emotionally intelligent. That's not what I'm trying to say. And I feel like that sounds condescending too. It's this person is more introspective about their emotions. And so because they're willing to sort through that and spend time in their emotions, it flows a little bit more freely. This person is more comfortable expressing emotional truths. And so when they come to you with like this holding space, open forum, it's agitating you, but actually you're misinterpreting it. It's not that this person is trying to like invade your space and be super nosy and get all up in your business. It's like they're offering something to help. It's like a peace offering or an apology. And there's like something so badly that the universe is trying to allow you to feel comfortable being vulnerable around this person. Yeah, some of you, it's like you spend nights alone crying, and like I know this is a weird message, but it's like you can cry with this person because there's going to be something healthy about working through it together. This is actually almost an inverted reading of the one I got for you last week. Yeah, ultimately, hopes, goals, dreams, wishes, it's decluttering, it's cleaning out the closet. There's also something about a grandfather, especially a grandfather who is passed on and you almost view them as your guardian angel. There's something to do with like finding a token or something that belonged to them. It's like they literally wanted you to find it. I don't know if it's, I don't know, guys. I don't know if it's a key. I don't know if it's like a coin or like a button or a pin or a something that smells like their tobacco or cigars, or I don't even know what it is. There's something to do with the guardian angel, like grandfather or paternal presence. They wanted you to find it because it's a sign of confirmation on your path that whatever you're going through, A, you're not alone, but also whatever you find, it is laced with meaning. It may even have to do with a turtle. I'm sorry, I don't know what this means. This sounds just as crazy to me as it does you, but for some of you, I hope that makes sense later on. Others of you, there's a person who quite literally helps you find what you were searching for. I'm being told to repeat that. There's a person who quite literally helps you find what you've been searching for. For some of you, that is like basic bitch, I lost my wallet, I lost my keys, I lost my phone, and this person comes to your rescue. That person is like a little guardian angel in your life, so don't dismiss them, especially if it's a romantic suitor. As long as they're not coming on too strong or being weird or creepy or stalking or obsessive, I don't really get that vibe. I feel like someone is trying to offer you something and they're coming through as very genuine. They like authentically care about you and want to share, I'm going to say a friendship, if not more, a relationship with you. And again, there's some sort of like, this person breaks you down in all the right ways that you need to be broken down. You've got hard edges and this person comes in to like sand them, to like smooth them out and let you know like, you're not alone. Like, I'm here for you. Very interesting. I'm going to say it. I like your person. If this is romantic. Whatever. Outcome. 9 of Swords. Yeah, there's some battle that you feel like you have to go at it alone or fight alone. And the thing is, you kind of know that's not true, but you're hell-bent on not asking for help. And your spiritual lesson in this reading is to learn to ask for help and acknowledging that it doesn't make you weak. It's the opposite. I think people with like a healthy emotional intelligence and a healthy ego are able to ask for help. That's really important here. Yeah, this is not for everybody, but for some of you, you have a really hard time having other people watch you emote, but also I'm hearing the word fail. Is it really failure though? No, it's again like riding the waves or the tides of life. It's like you win some, you lose some, and there's something very important to you about not being seen when you feel like you've lost. It's like you go into hermit mode and you don't want anyone to see like the lack of success or the I didn't quite make it or you hold yourself to very high standards. There's an element of perfection in you, and by trying to maintain that, it is breaking you, Aquarius. This person likes you because you're not perfect. They love all of you. Again, they love your flaws. They love the shadow. And it's not to say they love the parts of you that are difficult to deal with. It's saying they're willing to deal with that side of you because they love you enough to know that that's not you speaking. That's like when that's something else taking the light. And so I don't know. This is a tricky reading, guys, because it feels like you're going through a lot. And so I'm trying to be sensitive to it. And ultimately, I don't have all the solutions for you. I'm just telling you what the cards are telling me. But I think some of you have and I don't say this to scare you, okay? Like flat out, this is just what the message is. Some of you are having like a mini breakdown or like a mini maybe panic attack or anxiety attack. But eventually you're going to start to see the forest from the trees, that the overall catalyst or initiator of this was long overdue. Or the catalyst of you actually stopping to realize something's got to change. Like I have to fix this because it's just weighing on you mentally. Your head feels very just heavy and stressed out and burdened. And like the minute you decide to ask for help, 1, 2, 3, 4, you have 5 people who can show up for you and help you in ways that's easy and effortless to them. You're not asking all that much. I think you You may have come from a family where it wasn't safe to ask for help, and so you learned very quickly you had to be self-sufficient. You may have grown up in a family where you were the parent to your own parents, like that type of like people who didn't have their shit together, and your Saturn energy had to step up and like take care of stuff at a very young age. And so you're used to being self-reliant, and there's a beautiful gift here saying you don't have to do it all on your own anymore, Aquarius. Yeah, let something go, release. And again, Jupiter, like, what are you being burdened by? Where can you delegate? Where can you ask for help? Where can you have someone else step in to catch you when it feels like you're falling? It's available to you, but are you willing to see it? Are you willing to acknowledge it? I think there's power in admitting that you don't have it all together and you never had to. That was never an expectation being put on you by anyone else but you. For Aquarius. I'm sorry. It's like your birthday season and I'm like beating you up over here in the tarot reading. I hope this helps. That's honestly, you guys, you know that. I'm trying to help. Nightingale spirit, love is all around. 41. All right, let's read. Let's read about it. 41, that makes a 5. That makes me think of the Hierophant. Someone wants to commit to you. Someone is looking for a commitment from you. We're almost there. There we go. Nightingale. Love is all around. In the darkness of night, Nightingale spirit sings her song of love and hope, a harbinger of dawn to remind you that the sun will rise again soon. You are so loved, and the illuminated song of the Nightingale spirit calls you to a new level of self-awareness and connection with the light. Yes, there is shadow and darkness, but love and prosperity exists everywhere, even in the seeming emptiness of space, darkness, and a starless night. Hearken to the message, letting the music of the Nightingale song remind you that love is all around. Feel it and trust in tomorrow's light, renewing your ability to recognize that the spaces that appear empty are filled with love and abundance. Illumination will still happen. Honestly, this feels a little bit like a cross-watchers read too, for the people who are like, I'm in love with my Aquarius and I'm not even sure they know I exist. Like that, just so you know, from the cross-watcher perspective, that's what it feels like. It's not that you don't know they exist. There's something about, again, there's something about opening up that is very scary. What zodiac signs want to be seen in this reading? What zodiac signs? So you have another Aquarian card, Sagittarius, Virgo, but I flipped it and Pisces showed. So we'll say Virgo, Pisces, and Gemini. Interesting. Interesting. All right, Aquarius, that's what I got for you. If you made it this far, thanks. Thanks for sticking through the reading. I know some of these messages are very difficult to hear, so take time to process them. Again, some of them, if it doesn't resonate, don't take it on as yours. But I think it's worth considering, right? Food for thought, anyway. Please like the video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment if you are able to do so, leave an emoji, anything that would help this video gain some traction on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. Happy birthday, and I'll see you soon for more tarot.